Hi, this is Brian. Welcome back to another Areté plus 1 degree, a micro chapter from my new book, Areté, Activate Your Heroic Potential. 451 ideas in the book. Here's one of my favorites. You're not a big deal, and that's a liberatingly big deal. My friend Trip Lanier is a very funny guy. In his book, This Book Will Make You Dangerous, he shares some of the wisdom he's acquired coaching mostly guys for the last 15 plus years. If you or the man in your life like to laugh deeply at some irreverent humor while joyfully activating your heroic potential, then I think you'll enjoy his irreverent guide for men who refuse to settle. The Trip tells us that we need to drop the nonsense and get to work experiencing the things we really want. More freedom, aliveness, love, and peace now. In a chapter entitled Find the Fun, Trip echoes Michael Singer's perspective-building wisdom in the micro chapter You're Not a Big Deal. Here's how he puts it, and I quote Trip. When we think of big, and I mean really big, we usually think of the sun. It's massive, right? In fact, you could fit 1.3 million Earths inside the sun. Let that sink in. But according to astronomer and scientist Michelle Thaler, if you were to shrink the sun down to the size of the dot in this letter I right there on the page, that tiny little dot, if you made the sun that big, then the relative size of our galaxy, the Milky Way, would be the size of the Earth. Take a minute to visualize that. But let's not stop there. A while back, astronomers found a tiny section of the night sky that appeared to be empty. And tiny means the size of the head of a pin if you held it out at arm's length. If you were to hold that tiny pinhead up to the sky, then that little tiny portion of the sky appeared completely void of celestial light. So, they focused the Hubble telescope up there and let it absorb light for 10 days. And in that tiny, tiny dark part of the night sky, which looked completely empty, they ended up discovering 3,000 galaxies. So what does this all mean? You, me, all of us, our daily crises and dramas and getting upset because the barista forgot to put 3.5 soy vegan sprinkles in our lattes. When we start to imagine this massive universal perspective, we start to see that no matter what we are thinking or doing, it's really just not that big of a deal and it never will be. End quote. Pause, reflect. That's our plus 1 degree. We're not a big deal. And that's a really liberatingly big deal. Let's zoom out far enough to see that all those daily crises and dramas just aren't a big deal. Period. Then let's zoom back in and enjoy this precious life of ours today.